What's up guys, I'm going to do another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video, and today we're going to be talking about the PC version and the minimum specs to run Black Ops 3 on PC. So, when a bunch of YouTubers went out to Treyarch to get access to the game early, and they talked to the developers, PC was mentioned around the same amount that the Xbox One and PS4 were, so they had a couple hour long presentation, so like the devs would just talk about everything about the game and everything like that. And it wasn't just locked down to Xbox One or something like that. PC was mentioned just as much as PlayStation and just as much as Xbox were, which is good because with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, PC was just completely ignored until like a couple weeks before the game was released. That's when they finally released like the minimum specs and the recommended specs for Advanced Warfare, and it was really hard on the PC community. Just like there was even a live stream that Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield had, and they were just basically answering a bunch of questions on, I believe it was Twitter, and most of the top comments, if not all of the top comments, were about the PC version, about, you know, what are the minimum specs and everything like that. Just tons of questions about the PC version, and they would just completely ignore them and talk about, small pointless questions. So it's good to see that Treyarch is actually, from the start, they're showing the all the minimum specs and everything. They're talking about the PC version just as much as Xbox and PlayStation, so that's a good sign. The minimum specs for the PC version of Black Ops 3, you'll have to have a Windows 7 with 64-bit, Windows 8 with 64-bit, or Windows 8.1 64-bit. Your processor has to be an Intel Core i3 530 at 2.93 gigahertz, or an AMD Phenom 2X4 810 at 260 gigahertz. You have to have 6 gig of RAM, which is kind of because with Ghosts and Advanced Warfare, they were basically like, oh, this game isn't optimized well, we'll just crank up the RAM so it will work. So the graphics card you'll need an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 470 at 1 gigabyte, or an ATI Radeon HD 6970 at 1 gigabyte. You need DirectX version 11, and you're gonna need an internet connection and a DirectX compatible sound card. So this game is meant to be ran on most any setup. The devs even said this themselves. Like, Call of Duty isn't meant to be like a super high, ultra, graphics game. It's not, meant to be, oh, this game looks so realistic and so amazing. It's meant to be kind of a casual game that everyone can play. And the devs even said this, that they're wanting to make this game so that most anybody can play it on their setup. So if you don't have a, too great PC, you can still play the game, but you won't be playing it as, at as high settings as you want. But if you do have like a super mega ultra, awesome PC, then you can play this game at, the greatest quality and on like super ultra settings and stuff like that. So also, when a bunch of these YouTubers went out to Treyarch, there were people playing on PCs there. Like, Treyarch had PCs set up, and they were able to play multiplayer and campaign on those PCs at 4K at 60 frames per second. And we're not sure if that they're gonna lock the frame rate like they did with Advanced Warfare. So maybe they will, maybe they won't. They also said that they're having stability problems, but they're working with hardware companies to try and fix it. And also, the devs at Treyarch said that they, quote, we wanted Call of Duty to return to PC, so it's obvious that Treyarch really cares about the PC community. And there's a Twitter I'll leave down in the description, so if you have any questions, it's for the PC dev for Treyarch, and he usually answers like almost any question you would have about Black Ops 3 on PC. So it's nice to see that Treyarch is actually giving any attention to the PC community, because with Advanced Warfare, they pretty much just turned their back on the PC community up until the very, like week before the game release. They're like, all right, here's the minimum specs, and then that's it. And it shows that, they really didn't care about the PC community because of the EM1 glitch and everything like that. So hopefully Treyarch won't have anything like that in from the start, and that, from what it looks like, they're really trying hard to make sure that this game work great on every platform, not just Xbox, or just not just Xbox and PlayStation, but also PC. The devs are really passionate about PC, and like I said, they wanted Call of Duty to return to PC. So there you guys go. Tell me what you guys think of all this in the comments down below. And if you have any questions, be sure to tweet at PC Dev. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.